I'm Gary.
And this is Austin.
And we are Midwest Mike's coming back at you live from the UClick TV studios right here inside the Hy-Vee Arena, historic Kemper Arena. You can go to uclicktv.com, check out all the great content they have. Jim's going to have a ton of high school basketball on this week.
Great basketball.
With it being sectionals week here in the great state of Missouri. So there'll be lots of good basketball to watch, lots of teams fighting for their life, literally, on the court.
Yeah, and that's the way we love it. This is a really, college basketball and basketball in general is just good anytime. But when you start getting down to the one-and-done stuff, that's when it starts getting really crazy. And people really, really, really playing their hearts out. And it's when it starts getting really good.
Yeah.
So
our Grandview Bulldogs play tomorrow night.
I heard they're not the favorite, though.
Yeah,
you know what? And did you hear anything about the refs in the Ruskin game?
I did not.
I started hearing little people chirping. People chirping a little bit and saying that if you look at the stats and I'm a Grandview guy, if you look at the stats of the Grandview game, that the foul differential is like insane.
Really?
Yeah. But Grandview won. Just think if they would have lost.
Well, they won, and you shouldn't let it come down to fouls, and Ruskin should have hit their free throws anyways, but
Grandview was down most of the game. Actually, Coach Harris was there, so I will have to
ask him about it because somebody said something about that, and I was like, you know what, get out of here.
Let me send him a text right
now. Because I said,
see if he gets back to me before we get off the air.
Remember, kind of, that's not updating very good.
What's that?
Google Docs.
Oh.
Anyways, who's Grandview got next?
They play Raytown South, which is a huge rivalry game. Not only for this current squad because they played them a lot over the last couple years. Actually, in one of the state championship games they played them, but rivalry back from our days. Raytown South is always a big rival.
Yeah, that's good. And then actually, some of the kids that work for me, actually a couple of them graduated from Raytown South, so I can talk a little trash to them. No, I don't think I have anybody that went to Ruskin, so I couldn't talk that much trash to them. But
yeah.
But anyways,
we'll see what's going on.
Now we're Grandview guys, and so we're all about Grandview winning this. I don't care.
I got to say congratulations to Coach Neff. Never a district title for Staley High School in the 12 years.
Wow.
He went to the state championship, state runners-up 5 years ago. Been now, let's call it the 4-year plan for Coach Neff and the Staley Falcons, and man, he got it turned around in a hurry, didn't he?
He did? Yeah, so you said this is the first district title?
First out of the – yeah, they've had football.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
And wrestling.
Yeah.
So I guess I get a text from him, hey, can you hook me up at the H today? I got wrestling going on. It wasn't even high school wrestling at Staley. It was middle school wrestling taking the whole gym and the first day of basketball practice.
Oh, wow.
So does that tell you how big wrestling is at Staley High School?
Oh, yeah, it's huge.
I saw they had another middle school event this week, and it looked like they had 6 mats on the floor there.
That's good.
So,
Coach
Harris got back to me, said the refs were fine, he thought.
He already got back to you.
He pretty much hits me right back.
That's good. I mean, that was yesterday. I heard a little chirping about that.
Okay.
And I said, you know what? I don't care.
Don't let it come
down to that. This is a message to all the teams. Want to cry about refs, whatever. Don't let them beat you. Don't let the refs beat you. Beat your opponent so bad that the refs have no decision in what you're doing.
Here's the thing. Learn how the refs are calling it. If they change how they're calling it,
I feel that.
Learn how they're calling it again. Change how they're calling it. Because more than likely, it's going to be equal and fair. More than likely.
Or more than likely, the refs are going to be consistent with whatever they're doing.
Yeah.
So figure out the tendencies and then roll with that.
Here's the other thing refs will do at half. They'll come in the locker room and make their adjustments at half, too. You don't realize that.
Yeah, that's true, too.
Not
you're right.
Players' locker room, but in their own
in their own locker room. They're going to say, well, because they're wanting to do a perfect job, too, which they should be.
Yep. So
Which is impossible.
I remember 3 years ago, district championship, and the girls' game had very not happy parents. Refs stayed in their locker room, until halftime of the boys' game to follow, and then left.
Yeah.
They were afraid.
So March Madness is in full swing. Like we said, sectionals in high school. So a bunch of the NCAA conference tournaments are this week. They call it Conference Tournament Week. March 9th, which is today, actually Monday, the MAC tournament starts. Tomorrow night, we get the ACC, the MAAC, the MEAC, and the SWAC all tip off tomorrow night.
Oh, by the way, girls at Kansas City Roos winning the WAC this year.
Oh,
outright title. Congratulations to Coach Josie.
That's good.
All right, where was I? Wednesday, the Big 12 tournament kicks off right here in Kansas City. We'll talk more about that here in a few minutes. But the Big 10, let's see, who else? The Big East, the A-10, the Atlantic 10, Big 12, like I said, Conference USA, Pac-12, SEC, and the Southland Conference all kick off on Wednesday, or tip off Wednesday. Thursday is when the WAC tournament will start, so UMKC ladies and men competing in that. Big West Conference all on Thursday.
By the way, I got a credential request. I think it's in Vegas. I put it in for us, so we got credentials if you guys want to go.
All right.
Okay. Might have to make an emergency trip to Vegas.
Well, if I have to.
Yeah, flights are cheap. And then this Sunday, March 15th, will be Selection Sunday. So, full week, lots of basketball going to be on. This is the week where I will dive in and I will watch probably 85% of these games, because that way when I fill out my bracket, I will have seen a lot of these teams play at least once.
Are you going to watch? Are you going to watch XFL this weekend? Are you going to watch tournament?
Yeah,
play?
I'll watch that every weekend.
The Saturday games.
You
gonna watch this? Okay.
He's got
I got the
Jim,
setup.
I don't even know.
Man.
This guy's got like the full setup.
Yeah.
To where so he
Not
can
a
have.
rookie.
You need to move closer.
But
you either need to get Gary to move closer to you, or you need to move closer to Gary.
He's
got the
I agree
setup.
with that. I agree with that. 100%. Sure, that'd be awesome.
You need to talk to my missus, because we had a plan in place to move to Raymore. And
We'll have Gary move right down the street, and I'll walk
She's
my
probably
heavy butt
scared
and
to.
watch games all
She's
day.
gonna have to share
I'll
you
take
more.
Mason. I'll take Mason. Chris will say, "Hey, take Mason." I'll go, "Okay,
yeah.
sure."
No, we were, because that's where my kids are too, so we really wanted to be in Raymore.
And so
it's kind of a sore subject, so let's move on. Big 12
yeah,
tournament.
it is a sore subject.
Yeah, so Big 12 tournament. Let's go on and talk about that. I actually
You're for the Hawkeyes, I see.
I am the
The
Hawkeyes.
Hawkeyes going on today.
but that's not the Big 12.
I have no clue what's going on with Iowa.
So random, Jim, killing me.
I just saw your hat.
Well, I know, but like we were talking about Big 12 tournament, bring up the Hawkeyes. You know, I was talking about what tournaments.
I was thinking about your hat before you said the Big 12. I'm just slow.
Black.
Okay, so we're going Big 12.
Yes, Big 12 tournament.
How about the Cyclones then?
If I was going to, I am. I was saying if I was a betting man, I am 100% a betting man. And for the Big 12 tournament, not a super popular move. We talked about this before. I do like Baylor in the tournament, but if you're betting games, I also like. I mean, easy pick. I also like Kansas, depending on the spreads that come out. Depending on how I go. But the big thing is, I would love to attend. So, are you going to these games, Gary?
I may go Wednesday night.
It's cheap.
Just because that's the
Right?
kickoff night.
And it's cheap.
Last year, I got last-minute tickets for $6.
Who's playing Wednesday?
So Wednesday night, at 6 o'clock, you've got Oklahoma State versus Iowa State. And then you got, at 8 o'clock following that, you got TCU and K-State. So I feel like those will be well-attended, though, because Iowa State travels very, very well.
I went to an Iowa State game last year, and it was a blast. Those fans are loco.
And I think K-State will travel well being here.
I got to tell you my Iowa State story. Whenever I was covering the Big 12 for 810, when I had 810 WHB TV, I was driving back and forth between Chillicothe and the Power and Light District. Well, KU wasn't in the championship game. Iowa State was. I'm driving extra slow just so I can count how many freaking Iowa State cars were. No joke. I just literally wanted people to pass me because I wanted to see, man. I just wanted to do that survey. And they are crazy.
They travel well.
They're great.
So,
they're great fans. I mean, we know, Iowa State fans. Shout out to Tyler, friend of the show, part of the show, was part of the show. Iowa State fans are fantastic. I
remember those girls.
I know you're wearing Iowa stuff.
In basketball, I'll say that they are to Kansas City because they come here and spend lots of money, so it's good for our economy.
Right.
But as an Iowa fan, I don't like Iowa State fans.
I feel you.
Well, Gary, I got to argue with you there a little bit. A few years ago, many few years ago, I was a young man, and me and my rugby buddies ran into a bunch of girls from Iowa State. They were coming down here to go to the KU game, and then they were going to the Oklahoma State game the following week. We made really good friends, and it was a fun weekend, and didn't sleep much, I'll tell you that much. So
well, there you go.
Okay.
There's my Iowa State story that I fell in love with Iowa State Cyclones with.
Well, now Jim's basically telling us he's an Iowa State fan for life.
Yep. So then on Thursday for the Big 12, you'll have Texas Tech kicking off the action that morning. Then you'll have Kansas, which obviously Sprinceton will be back for this one.
Yes.
Kansas plays the winner of Oklahoma State, Iowa State.
And you know what? I think Kansas has they're a really good team. But I was there last year. I watched KU play last year. And I would say KU fans are not as crazy as Iowa State fans.
Yeah.
So, they've
had more success.
So they're a little more spoiled.
I will tell you this. Those KU fans are different than the KU fans that you see at Allen Fieldhouse.
Yeah.
I feel that. Yeah, more students at Allen Fieldhouse.
This gives a lot of people that chance. I was surprised at the UMKC Kansas City Roos versus KU game. It was 85% full there.
Yeah. So then we'll have Baylor, your number 2 seed. You said you like
I
Baylor's
like Baylor
chances.
a lot.
They'll play the winner.
They're fading right now, but I still like them.
Yeah, they'll play the winner of that TCU K-State matchup from the night before.
Okay.
Obviously your number 1, number 2 seed, you're going to give them teams that have to play an extra game.
Yep.
So it gives them an advantage.
Yep.
And then Thursday's action will wrap up with Oklahoma, West Virginia.
I think
3-6 matchup.
I would eyeball. I think it'll be a Kansas. That's easy cop out, right? I think it's going to be a KU Baylor final, and right, okay. It can be that, right? Yeah. I'll take KU Baylor final, and I'm a betting man, whatever. I would actually, if I can get Baylor plus like 4, I would take Baylor. Anything less than that, Kansas is the bet.
I will tell you this much: watching Oklahoma State and Texas play this weekend.
Yeah.
Oklahoma State, much improved team late in the year. Dangerous. Whenever somebody's feeling good, and they put it to Shaka this weekend.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Gary. The thing is, on the show next week, and whenever we have a show, Gary's going to know all about it because he's going to be in tune. I mean, I'll testament to this. When this guy starts watching college ball at tournament, and at the conference tournament time, he is money when it comes to picking games. Are you gonna go back in on your Bovada and go hard on the tourney?
Yes, I will be betting games during the tournament.
I have the same
Not
money.
this week.
Yeah. So my Bovada, I deposited money in Thanksgiving. I'm rolling with the same amount of money. All right, I have more. I've been doing well.
You've been hitting some games though.
Pretty good. 9 and not last. No, I'm sorry, not last night. 2 nights ago. 9-3. 2 nights ago. I've been doing pretty well. Really, the big come up for me was Chiefs. The Chiefs had a line -10, paid me 3-1. I took that, which was fantastic. But college ball, you get a ton of games, so you can always spread those bets out. So, advice to anybody that's betting on games or whatever, because sports books are legal in certain states. If you're going to bet on games, don't take all your money and bet one game. Look at the whole board. Spread it out. Go 10 games. Go 10 games. Go $5 each, 10 games, $10 each on 10 games. Whatever you want to do.
I mean, if
spread it out, please.
Don't always take the number ones either.
No, you don't. Look at the spread.
If next week is actually my daughter's spring break and I have them this year, or else I would have planned a trip to Iowa where sports gambling is legal, and I would have been there on Thursday, Friday.
And I probably would have. Well,